it's Mike. Thanks for turning back in. So the FBI just stopped by and they said, hey, Junk Wax Hero, you haven't put out a video on this topic yet. Get to it. Apparently it's required for YouTubers in the sports card space. I had no idea. But there have been a lot of videos on this topic. And it started with Jason of Sports Card Professor. I like his channel. It's I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but his videos are really interesting. He talks about things that are interesting. Sorry to repeat myself. One piece of feedback, if I can. Don't write a soliloquy on the screen that you expect me to read while you're talking. Am I supposed to read or am I supposed to hear what you're saying? I can't do both at the same time. I'm not talented enough. Maybe others are. But other than that, very interesting, very snappy speaker. Yeah, it's good. Professor Sports Cards talked about, he said, sports card content is collapsing and nobody's talking about it. And yet here we are all talking about it now thanks to him. And then basically every content creator in the sports card space has done a video on this. Dustin, I hate that he's forced me to agree with him, but I don't usually agree with Dustin on a lot. But Dustin said it's not collapsing, it's thriving. And I agree with that to a large extent. And I think that Jason, Sports Card Professor, came to his conclusion with flawed logic. And maybe it's intentional. It probably is intentional just to get some views. It's a cynical way, but it works. It works. He looked at, and Neo released a video too, where Neo said, you can't look at the top 10 videos of all time and compare videos today against those and say, well, this isn't your best video ever, so. And I've been doing data. I've been in data analysis for over 15 years, and I struggle with other YouTubers doing data analysis, but I'm not going to do a lot of data analysis. What I want to talk about, though, is the comparison of today's data to 5 years ago, 4 years ago, or the greatest videos of all time, which are all flawed because, and Dustin laid it out nicely too, which is that 4 or 5 years ago was the pandemic. And so those videos were getting massive views because people were home. They were inside. And he's also comparing them to videos in the fall and winter, which are also times when people are home and watch more videos. I stepped back from YouTube and my newsletter for the summer because views are way down. People don't watch as much. And so you put out these videos that you put a lot of time into sometimes and nobody watches them because it's the summer. And so what you need to do, and Jason came to a correct conclusion using flawed data, but it's way more nuanced than it just being correct. So he was looking at, the biggest videos ever. What you need to do is look at a year ago at this time, and looking at guys like Card Collector 2 and Sports Card Investor, yeah, those are way down. Way down. Hang on one sec. I had to turn off my dehumidifier because it makes a lot of noise, and I hadn't realized I had forgotten that it was on. And I'm just noticing I have some upside down cards. So if you look at last summer, when Sports Card Investor and Card Collector 2 were doing videos then, those videos were doing much better than they are now. But I would say that the large difference now is that those channels are doing more long-form content. And in many ways, they're not getting as many views, but they're probably making more money from that long-form content. Your revenue on YouTube isn't based on just views. It's based on how long your videos are. So you can imagine with my short videos, 8 to 12 minutes long, I'm not making very much money on YouTube. But when you have videos that are 40, 50, 60 minutes, or let's say Jeff's Cards on the Table, that doesn't get 6-figure views, but it's making a lot of money because people are watching for way more time and they're getting more of that ad revenue. And those videos are heavily sponsored. What I call, they're stacking sponsors in those videos, where, you know, you might have in your first segment, it's sponsored by Arena Club. And in your second segment, it's sponsored by Hakes Auctions or something like that. And then in the third section, it's sponsored by whatever. Those videos are far cheaper to produce than the ones where they have to travel and visit somebody's collection and talk to them about it. They're sitting in Jeff's office, the card shop. There's not a whole lot of editing that needs to be done. Obviously, there's some. There's no travel, and it's heavily sponsored, and they're longer, so they're getting more AdSense revenue from YouTube. So, are they getting fewer views? Yes. Sports Card Professor, yes, you were right. They are getting fewer views, but that could be the aim, right? I mean, I get fewer views on some of my videos, like my mail day, because they're quick, they're easy, and I know I'm going to get fewer views. Now, I don't stack sponsorships, but it makes perfect sense for me to put out a quick and easy mail day video, and it doesn't take me an hour to do that. Another thing is that the target audience for Sports Card Investor and Card Collector 2 is largely young men. And young men aren't watching videos on YouTube. So they're probably watching shorts. So a lot of those subscribers have probably seen shorts and they subscribe and they just wait for the shorts. The middle-aged men like me I actually watch a lot of Sports Card Investor content, and I enjoy some of it. I like it. But the target audience for those videos is mostly young men, and they're just not watching that type of video. The attention span of that generation is less than the attention span of my generation, and mine is less than the attention span of the generation above mine. Another point is that people are sick of the same old videos. How many times can you watch a video that's titled, I bought a $50,000 card at the National. I bought a $12,000 Kaboomy Blasto refractor at a local card show. It's so old. And yet that's what they're doing all the time. I see the notifications all the time, and the descriptions, the thumbnails, they get old. And they're probably quick and easy to produce, so they don't care that they're getting only 60,000 views instead of the 110,000 that they used to get. Because 60,000 views is a ton. There are also a ton of YouTube channels now for sports cards. Mike, Baseball Collector, said he's subscribed to like 350. And obviously you can't watch all those channels or all those videos. You have to really pick and choose. I'm probably subscribed to 150 or so. And there are some channels that I may never watch, even though I'm subscribed to them. If they don't put out a thumbnail and a title that appeals to me, I may never, ever watch that channel, even though I'm subscribed to it. So yeah, I think that the argument is far more nuanced than Sports Card Professor claims, and he probably knows that. He's a smart guy. I think he mentioned he has his master's degree. I don't have my master's degree. He knows it's far more nuanced than saying, well, you're not getting the same views you were in 2021. But I wanted to get this out there, not because I always feel the need to put out a video on everything people are talking about, because I don't. But this is something that I think about a lot and is important to me. And I feel like I had a little bit to add, even though Dustin and Neo have kind of done really good job on theirs. Baseball Collector put one out too. That was really interesting. I'm going to forget people. I'm just going to stop right there because I know there are a bunch of people who put them out, and I'm going to forget some people. But yeah, let me know what you think. Are you watching, forget about the summertime, because most people watch less in the summer. Are you watching more or less than you were a year ago or 2 years ago? Forget about 2020 and 2021 when we were all at home. I feel like my channel views continue going up steadily. Even this summer, they're not down as much as I expected them to be when I cut back to 2 to 3 videos a week from my normal 4 or 5 videos a week. My views are still they're better, way better than expected, and they were way better than they were last summer, when I was still producing 4 or 5 a week last summer. So I feel like we are in a boom time, and it's following the same way the sports card industry is right now, which is booming. Curious for your thoughts. Let me know in comments. I appreciate you guys watching.